Hey guys, how y'all doing? Welcome to Scott Candle Horsemanship. So I want to do a video today, again on trailer loading, again with a horse that's pretty reluctant to go in the trailer. So basically his story was he's a 19-year-old Arabian, and he was trailered a couple times when he was 3 years old. And other than that, he has not, step back, other than that, he has not been in a trailer for other than when coming up to here, up to our place. So that's his deal. He was in the same place for 15 years, and he left his friends behind. He left the only thing that he pretty much knew for his whole life. He left behind. So it was kind of traumatic. I had him to where he was loading great. When we closed the door, he kind of panicked and kind of had a little bit of a meltdown, but he got over it as we traveled. But now he's been up here, he's made new friends, he's been out in pastures with other horses, being able to do things that unfortunately he wasn't able to do there. They didn't have enough room. And he's probably going to associate going into the trailer with leaving this place, which is also going to cause an issue. It's going to cause him to leave a place that he really kind of likes, that he knows. Now, the place that he will be going is going to be very nice, but he doesn't know that. So I'm going to work with him so that he can kind of keep his mind together while we come up to these things that start to scare him. So I'm going to do the same thing. I just pulled him off the pasture, and I don't know. I haven't worked with him in the round pen or anything. I probably could put him in the round pen and get a little bit more attention from him, but I think he's doing okay. He's not panicking too bad. The big thing again is just getting his attention. There we go. So again, I want this to be a decent experience for him. Again, this is kind of, we're looking at a horse that we know that he can. So I know that he can go in the trailer. He's been in the trailer. He's ridden in the trailer. But will he? And that's where the fear, anxiety of leaving his place, anxiety of being back in that kind of a scary situation that he had is going to kind of come through. And so he has to be able to pay attention to us. Again, as easy as we can get him, he's kind of avoiding there. There we go. That's a nice, that's all him here. This is great. See, I didn't even ask him to go in there, but I will have him come on out. Come on out, buddy. There we go. And that's how I like him to step down. Nice and easy like that. That was really good. Very good. He's looking around, and it's a little bit breezy today, but I really want him to stay focused on me and on the job that we have to do, not so much on what's going on around us. You know, the only thing I can do that I can control is be comfortable, is getting him comfortable in the trailer here. I want him to stay comfortable so that, hey, boy, so that we don't add that, you know, that discomfort of loading into the trailer. I don't want to add that on top of the anxiety of being in the trailer and going down the road. I want this loading to be completely easy. Once we get him in and we can start to, I mean, and I could have him in pretty quick here. I'm letting him make these choices so that can help him with getting his mind right. But once we get him to where he can go in and be calm, and we can get the door closed, we'll start to drive around with him and let him know that the trailering isn't a bad deal. Because, you know, the fact of the matter is trailering is one of the hardest things that horse people have to deal with if they don't do it all the time. You know, like I said before in the last video, you know, if you're doing things all the time and you're taking your horses and you're going and you're having fun in different places, um, and you're coming back home and, you know, they get used to that, then it's not a big deal, you know. But until that happens, they don't know where they're going. You know, if every time it's something different and maybe they have to stay somewhere for a while and there's a big traumatic change, then those kind of things are going to definitely stay in that horse's mind, and it's not really going to want to go up in the trailer. So you see, all I'm doing is picking my hand up, and he's kind of stepping up in there. Atta boy. I like him to be able to step down easy there like that and not have a problem. There's a nice sigh. I like that. The more, like I said, kind of going back to that diving board analogy, if he's afraid and he's going in and I start to push him right then and there, he's going to have an issue. I know my first horse when I was young, we were going to go do a parade, and I had him at a stables, and the lady that owned the stable, she wanted to make sure all the horses would load for the parade, which is great. That's awesome. We had an ice trailer with a ramp, you know, everything, and we just wanted to kind of practice before this Christmas Day parade. This was down in Florida, and I got, you know, walked my horse up and got him just like that, and he got 2 front feet into the trailer, and she immediately whipped him on the behind. And after that, you know, of course, he reared up, hit his head on the trailer, cut his head open, um, and walked away. And I was real green at the time, and I said, you know what, I don't like that. So I walked away from it, and a little while later, I came back when nobody was there, and we walked straight on in the trailer. So there's no sense in putting more on them than we need to. We'll get them used to that, maybe that fact that we have to get them in hard, or get them in quicker, and we might have to be a little harder on them. You know, if there's a fire or there's an emergency, we got to get out of here. We don't have the luxury of just sitting there and waiting. But that we'll address later on. And that's kind of in the, you know, goes back to that category of, will my horse go in the trailer as soon as I ask him to? Go ahead and step up, buddy. Come on around. Watch your head. Attaboy. I want him to be able to turn around. There we go. And come out forward. Very nice. Very good. So I like that. He's doing well. He went out a little fast. That's okay. We'll just kind of reset him here and let him get his mind back to a softer place. But, you know, as far as what we have to do to make all this happen, is we have to stay calm. You know, we have to stay kind of a positive and really focus and think about what we're wanting them to do, and not so much what we're not wanting them to do. You know, I don't want to be up here and be worried, oh, he's gonna try to jump out, or he's gonna try to avoid the trailer and try to run away. And, you know, if I put all those things in my head, there's a good chance we might get that. So I want to definitely make sure that we're thinking about what we want, you know, and I'm thinking that I want him to step in there super easy. I don't want him jumping in the trailer. I want him to walk in there. Let's go ahead and walk. So he's kind of avoiding there just a little bit, and that's okay. I think he'll figure this out. There you go, buddy. And I like to get him turned around. And we'll work on that. I'm just going to reset his brain again. He came out a little faster than I like. That's okay. What I actually would like him to do is just kind of turn and stop. But you saw that he came out. All I'm going to do is get out of his way. and be able to turn him, when he gets out. I'm not gonna, if I try to hold him in there, all I'm gonna do is accentuate the anxiety that he's already got and the reason why he's wanting to get out. That was a little bit better. He came out quick, but he really watched his feet. He saw where he was. So we're just going to keep doing that. We're going to reset this until he knows how to go in. Great. He's coming out a little quicker. He would rather be out of the trailer than in the trailer. So at this point, I don't need anything. I don't need a stick or anything to tell him to go in. All I'm trying to get him to do is understand that he doesn't have to run out like this. That's all him. I didn't even ask him to go in. Careful, buddy. I'm gonna walk away from the trailer for a second and just let him reset that brain, reset that nervous system, and get him to realize he doesn't have to worry about anything. He's got some things out here. He's hearing some dogs. Part of this is, so much of this is about the environment, and that's kind of how this horse is. He really gets a little worried about the environment, but when you connect with him and when you get his attention back, he's pretty good. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. Good job, buddy. So I don't want to overkill this. If you have time and you're able to be able to set your trailer up and be able to work with this, if you can do it just more often and have more reps out of it, they're going to be a lot better. If I just spend 2 hours out here and teach my horse how to trailer load, doesn't necessarily mean tomorrow he's going to want to. So, but if I do 15 minutes every day for 2 weeks, he's probably going to want to just go in there. It's just going to be something that's part of his life. And at some point in his life, maybe they'll trailer him a little bit. I don't know what's going to happen when he leaves here, but he's going to have a good life regardless, because I know the owner, and they think the world of him, and I think he's gonna have a good life. But we're just trying to help him get through all that, trying to help him be able to keep his mind as a keep his mind together and not panic, and just learn how to do basic things that a horse has to do in the horse world, or in the horse and human world. He's carrying a saddle. He's not quite ready to carry a rider just yet. We want to get some more weight on him and get him a little bit more muscled up if we can, before we probably make an attempt to get up and ride him. We certainly don't want to hurt his back and cause any back pain. That's going to be an issue in the future. But I have no question he's going to do that fine. He took the saddle great. And most things he does when he just goes slow and we show it to him and show that it's okay. He used to be extreme in the extreme anxiety when I first started with him, and it's again not his fault, and it's not the previous owner's fault. It was just the situation he was in, and she was doing the best that she could, and but this is exposing him to a lot of new things out here, and he's kind of handling it pretty well. He's handling it better than I thought he was going to. I thought it was going to take a little longer to get him to mature. We'll let him reset for a minute. I'm just going to see what he does. He may go in there again. I'm not even asking. You can see. I'm not even asking him. I'm just going to kind of stay here with him, and he's investigating this stuff himself. He's kind of seeing what he can do and see that he's finding out himself that nothing's hurting him. This is, again, I'm not asking him to go in there. Not a boy. I'm just staying out of his way. He'll get better and better and better at coming out. He just is thinking he's got to get out of there kind of quick. I could put, maybe put some brakes on him, but I don't know if that's at this point, because we look to see how much energy is or how much anxiety, I should say, is going on in his mind that makes him feel like he's got to jump out of this trailer. If that anxiety is too much, I'm not going to be able to stop it. I mean, I might be able to stop it, but it's not going to leave the horse, if that makes sense. The only way for that to leave the horse is for that horse to realize that he doesn't need it. I can't force anxiety out of a horse. All I can do is set him up in these situations and let him figure out that he doesn't need this anxiety. He doesn't need to have it. That kind of standing here in a relaxed state is better than being worried about everything that's going on around him. So a lot of these horses too, they don't show their emotions all the time outright. Sometimes those emotions, those anxieties and fears, are kind of on the inside. They look a little stoic, or they just don't show them. And that is something that he could be feeling right here, just standing here. No, I don't want you going in. Back out. I don't want you going in. I'm going to start telling him now I don't want him to go in there. But I do want him to kind of come over this way. And of course, guys, just one last thing before, I probably won't do much more with him. I'll have him go in again. But the last thing, a couple of things here, safety deals on these, is whenever you're going to practice with your horse in the trailer, I really highly recommend, no matter what size trailer you have, hook it up. Have it hooked to your vehicle. This one's big enough that he would never move it. But the last thing you want to do is have a horse go into a trailer. Maybe it jumps in, it's scared already, and you wind up going in there and the trailer moves a little bit. And then that can be even worse. That can cause, more anxiety and can cause them to have, maybe have an accident. The only other thing is really watch your rope. I didn't ask him that at all. Watch your rope and make sure that you're not getting it tangled up. You're going to make sure they don't step on it. Make sure you don't hang it up or hang the halter up, maybe on a door latch, something like that. Be real conscious of all that stuff. And then watch yourself. Get an idea where they might go, or where their mind might be thinking about going. You may have one that's pretty panicked, and the more we drive those panicked horses in, they're just going to look for a way out. And if they don't have maybe quite the respect that we'd like them to have for you, they could very well come over the top of you. So always want to watch that stuff. Anyhow, I'm going to ask him one more time, and we'll come back out again tomorrow or the next day, and we'll do this again. And we'll just do it into where this is just part of his life. It's not a big deal. Just try to follow our lead, and everything in life is going to be good. That's a much better turnaround. So I'll take that. I'll take that. That was pretty good. He kind of slowed up on. He jumped out a little bit. Where are you going, kid? He jumped out a little bit, but that's okay. I don't know if you noticed, but he slowed up as he was coming out to the end of the trailer. He wasn't really panicking trying to get out. So anyhow, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it helps. Um, if it did, please like, subscribe, share, all that, and send me a comment if there's something you want to see. You know, maybe you have a horse that's got a lot of emotions, got a lot of anxiety or a lot of excitement. Let me know anything that you'd like me to do videos on. Anyhow, I appreciate you all out there. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next time. All right, buddy. Good job.